So this is going to be sort of a small group tonight. So feel free to turn on your cameras if you feel like it. If you want to talk with us during this time, feel like it. But, you know, I want to welcome you all here. My name is Sona Shah, and I am the manager at the Asian American Resource Center. We are a City of Austin funded cultural center that hosts exhibits, events, senior programs, and also rentals. But currently, the past year, our facility has been closed. And so we've been able to do so many virtual programs like this. And it's really amazing because our two artists actually live in New York City right now, but we get to host them, you know, in Austin, sort of through this virtual space. And so I also just want to let y'all know that Lila Grace Pandy, who's on the call or on the Zoom, is the education coordinator, and really appreciate her helping out with the Zoom logistics. And then we also have Maha, who's an interpreter. And so she will be helping interpret for our two artists if they need it during their presentation. And like I said, this is a very casual event. And so as the artists are sharing their work, feel free to comment in the chat or comment out loud. Because they also want it to be very interactive. And so I'm super excited tonight to have both of these artists here. And so the first person that will be going up is Nutthawut Siridejchai, who is a typewriter graphic artist. He was born and raised in Bangkok, Thailand, and currently lives in Brooklyn, New York. He received a BFA from, and I hope, I don't know how I'm going to say this, but it's, you say it,
Srinakharinwirot
University.
It's very extremely long name.
Extremely long. It reminds me of a lot of, because my family's from northern India, and anyone from southern India, like sometimes they have like the really long names, you know, I can't say. But that's where you went to got your BFA, and he exhibited at Sugar Hill Children's Museum of Art and Storytelling in Harlem, New York, and Hillyer Art Space in Washington, D.C. In 2019, his solo exhibit, Right Type, displayed at Kalwit Gallery in Bangkok, Thailand. Siridejchai uses the typewriter as his primary tool to form alphabets into words, and words into poetry and forms. He arranges literary and graphic elements with mixed media to communicate memories, experiences, everyday life, and stories of societal change, which you'll see tonight. And our second artist who will be going after is Kamonchanok Phon-ngam. And she is a Thai artist living in New York City as well. She earned her BFA from Rajamangala University of Technology. That one was easier for me because it was and in just 2008, and in 2013 completed her MFA from King Mongkut Institute of Technology, Ladkrabang in Bangkok, Thailand. Her all-embracing approach to creating art utilizes mixed media processes with a strong focus on fabric. So please welcome both of them. Again, their artwork is beautiful, and I'm so excited to hear more about it. So Nutthawut, you want to go first? And
okay, I can go first, and I can show.
Yes, go ahead and share your screen.
Okay. Just give me one moment here. Okay. Just give me one second. I think everyone's seeing my screen now.
Yes.
See the Safari page. Okay. So basically, I want to talk about my background. What is I start with. So I've been a graphic designer for like 10 plus years, and after graduated, I work as a graphic designer until now. But in the site on 2000, about 2016 or 2015, I started having a typewriter. So I went to my friend's house and he had the typewriter and I just playing with it. I start typing it and I, I, I realized that it can make the shape or form like doodly. So I like try to research more about it, and then a lot of people did it for the typewriter art, but is I mean all over the world. It's much a small group of people, but this artwork, this kind of work, it had been going on like since the typewriter been created. It's 1930, 1940 until now. So my earlier work is more like doodly with the typewriting. So you can see here's like just dot and
And Nutthawut, I don't know if you can make your screen bigger,
bigger
just so that we can see the detail, because I know with a lot of this, there's so much.
detail. Okay.
Or are y'all, is it just my screen? I don't, I
Are
can't tell.
you seeing better now?
Yeah, I think it's better because it takes up the full screen more.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is the beginning of the typewriter. I mean, so more like doodle, like sketches, which is very quick to do it. Maybe half an hour I can get it done for all this stuff, and I just try to make more and more. So I also have like live typewriter portrait. So I have people sit in front of me, and I try to make it live. This thing is take a few minutes to do it. It's very doodly. And so after that, I create more after like start with the form, and then I get the concept more about typewriting. So I just put the main idea of the typing is language, which is type. So I try to put all those type, all the story into the typewriter too. So I also created printmaking with the typewriter. So I use several techniques to combine with the typewriter. And this is another work, Bright High. This is 2019 in Bangkok. Sorry, my internet is so slow today. So about this work is I talk with about 30 people about what is missing for their right, and they gave me the answer, and I just type the answer into it and make the portrait on them.
There's a question from Alyssa in the chat, about, are there any stories that you have about people and how they respond to seeing their portrait in, in the ways that you created it?
They kind of surprised how that I did it. I think because people never saw it before. I kind of surprised as I did it too. I don't know why I started it, but it's kind of fun, and I honestly it's so much struggle because sometimes it's getting boring very quick to do it because you cannot move much on the typewriter, so you have to type it the way you draw it. So it for me is I have to take some time off on it and do something else because I cannot do it for a way. I mean, I love to do it, but you have to, like, I did it before, so I combine another technique into it. So I'm not only, so I do photograph with the type thing. This isn't a concept many years ago. So I take photograph and type over it. This is called hashtag overuse. Some this is that I showed you before. This is combined with the printmaking. I do the poetry with another technique. This is called shinkule with the typing. So I call this is what I did call it. I call it text space. So I combine all those words, and then at the end it's just left over. We are the same human beings at the bottom, and combine with like I said, this shinkule, that this would mean in the back is like all people in the shape of form or color. It's more like abstract. And this is another work which is all the genders, and then at the bottom of the work is this work is called The Soul Has No Gender. And again, this is more like rainbow. It's like a gay pride flag. And this is another work with the religions. So it make it more like white. For me, religion is like white and gray. It's not any dark, but it's kind of in the gray area. So this is, I call it belief. It's not religion though. It's like everyone has right for their own belief. It's more like typing with the poetry too. So I think that's all. This is another work. So it's just, I don't want to take so much time to talk about all work, but this is another work that I tie on the pizza plate. This is the food that my mom made. I kind of miss my mom when I moved here a few years ago, and then I do the painting with watercolor, and this is an egg over. It's called tamarind egg. It's like all Thai dishes. This is plate. When you go to like temple, they have this kind of plate, and I play with the typewriter. So it's called kind of mixed media, not only the type alone. Yes. And then I'm going to talk with this exhibition now, which is mindset. So mindset is something that came up to me with Kamonchanok. I think about 2 years ago, that we want to propose with the AARC.
Mm-hmm.
So it's with her that we want to get in to the exhibition.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to get the concept that I talked to her. So she and I has the differences between the concepts, so we have to have agreement or middle. So I think the mindset is the same. The idea that she and I has same experience. So let's say we came from Thailand and now we living in the US, and all think those differences between us, and my mindset is actually changed. I live here for 10 years and I feel like things change. The perspective that I view back then and now is totally changed. So from those concepts, we try to make it middle, and we come up with our own mindset. So this work, I work on at the beginning of COVID-19. So I want to work, so at the time is so much going on with like Black Lives Matter and all stuff going on with, everything, even Asian, stop Asian hate and stuff. And I want to work with so the beginning that I don't come up with any concept though. I just work the picture of George Floyd. That's a real beginning. So I just want, so I saw his video that he got killed by the police, and I feel very, very terrible. And I want to use my concept to emphasize his word. So I went to some website that, and then I tried to get um, his his conversation with the police the minute that he died. So he like begging for his life, and then he eventually died. So this is his last word. So I just going to show you the video, which is only 1 minute. So you can see all what he said, but this is combination with my work too. Sorry, I'm going to stop here. When I stop, so the paper over here is actually it's like his word that I typing over. So I typing his portrait, and then on the background is actually his word on the background. But you can see the subtitle here, the closed caption. So this is the video of when I'm making this work, George Floyd last word. It's actually began from this work, and then I try to have I try to work more about this, because I think it has to become to awareness, and so I try to work with somebody else that had been killed or died on last year. So the next person, you have any question with this photos, or I can continue to the next one, or this work?
I mean, I just think it's brilliant, and I guess, yeah, here's a question. How did you decide when this was finished?
When I decide to finish, probably is portrait has to be close enough to make it look like the real portrait. I mean, is when you see it, I'm not sure you can see my arrow on my mouse, so you can, it's type and type over it, and you can move the key a little bit, so it's kind of crossover and make like cross stitch to make it darker and darker. In some area, like on the background, I want it to be really, very light. So the technique is I just pull, like you can stop ink in typewriter, and in the ribbon and the back is no ink. So it's no ink moving. It's just ink in the same place. If you know how the typewriter works, maybe you can remember. You can stop the ink. If the ink not work, the ribbon is not goes. The ink is gonna place in the same position. So the ink is not too dark. That, I think that's the way how it's worked. Yeah. And then
Here's another question that you may get into too, as you're speaking about your other pieces as well. From Amy, it says, I would love to hear Nutthawut speak more about how he thinks about Black Lives Matter and Stop Asian Hate in relationship to social movements in Thailand. It was interesting to see some of his work about democracy and activism in his home country. Do you see any connections, similarities, or interconnectedness among what's happening in the US and in Thailand?
This is, I mean, situation in Thailand is so much complicated. Is so this is kind of very combination of the questions. So I'm gonna separate two questions, I think. So the first question is how Black Lives Matters somehow is connected to like Asian hate. I think I can pick up this. This is the first question. I feel like it's truly connected. It's the same story, but it's just different colors. Different color skin. It's just exactly same story, but it's how you just speak, how you just like tell this. I know that in American you said people of color is mean non-white people. It can be anyone with non-white people. So Asian is people of colors too. Even Hispanic, or you can come from anywhere. I will ask the same color, but it just reflect in the different race group. This is my perspective, but it's just the same color. It's just the same story, same thing. And about the democracy in Thailand, this is so much complicated. How I will ask the connection. For me personally, I feel like the connection is Thailand is much more like unequal, even in the same race. Even you have like same skin, but you like unequal in matter of money, in the matter of size you with, in the matter of geographically, I think. And then you can, I feel like in Thailand is no right or wrong right now. It's, for me, I know what I like and what I don't like, but I feel like I cannot get into it because it's too complicated. It's too much thing. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. And I know it's did you want to continue, or did you want to move it?
Yeah, I can continue to to next work. For the next work is the guy he called Rajamangala University. Yeah. So I saw him in the story in the news, and what I like about this work is actually he truly speak from himself before he died. I like his attitude because you can. I'm probably gonna show you it's actually 3-minute videos. I'm not sure it's too long or not, but I maybe play like first half, and at the end of the video, he has an interview 4 months before he died. So you see the words in the background. This is the word that I pick up from his interview. He talking about the adjusted, injustice. I use this his smiling face, even his sad story in the back is, oh, this is Rajai Brook in his own word. This is another work. And the next one is this is Ahmad Abari, who was killed by I mean, I can say white supremacists in Georgia. that he jogging, I think, and then he got killed by like father and son in Georgia. He's very, so on the background, I actually, so this one, I don't have so much, I can say like powerful material as first two. I like the first George Phon-ngam book because in his word, in his speaking, but this on the background, I picked a story from the article that I found in Chicago Sun Times, I think, and I used his story by other people that in his family talking about him in the back. And the next person is Brianna Taylor. So also I pick up her story from the article of BBC, I guess, and I use the story of her telling how he got shot at the background, and her portrait. But I like this. I like what I in her portrait. It's more like graphic a little bit. I mean, I personally like to do a woman too. And the last person is his name is Daniel Pruitt. He is actually in New York, but not in New York City. He actually the guy who naked on the street because I think he high with some drug and he on the street and he got cover. So he's spitting at the time it's COVID. It's very peak, I guess. And then he's spitting on the police and police put the mask bag over his face. So he not die at the scene, but he died in the hospital after. So this is all of the work with the Black Lives Matter. So now at the time I work on this Black Lives Matter stuff. So I want to express my own self too. So I did my portrait, 3 photos. So this is much bigger than that Black Lives Matter image, because you can see, you may not see in the screen, but you can compare the front in the back. It actually is the same size, but it's so much bigger. This is 17 by 17 inches. This work is called Saving Face. So our entire mean Greng Chai, which is you're not speaking what you really think. Like my face is smiling, but my face is smiling, but my it's like you put my face in like shred paper, shredding machine. So it's like you're not happy, but you try to be happy, to pretend that you be happy. So this is kind of culture thing. And what is related to me with about the Asian topic is like I honestly I have been not in. So I mean, everyone might living in the US might have experience like people talk to you like, this is not your home, you have to go back, like, and on the street, even in my last apartment. So I live in the apartment, and at the time my daughter is 1 year old, and they have all the people that come to smoke weed, and I try to tell them, you're not allowed to smoke here. This is, I have my 1 year old. I'm not angry that you smoke here, that you smoke weed, but please don't smoke here because I have the baby and they don't care. They said, this is not your home. You have to go back. This is not your home. I rent the apartment upstairs, but he said, this is not your home, but he came from nowhere. this is like very frustrating because this is my house. I live in this apartment like for 8 years. This is my home. Even it's not, I'm not born here, but this is my home. But he like, but at the time I feel like I just keep quiet. And not even though they speaking with my wife too. And we try to beg him that them, not him, is not one person. I try to beg them that I have baby. I'm not angry at you to smoke, but they don't care. They just, it happened to me many times. If I'm the white person, the story gonna change. I'm not sure that have everyone think like that, but for me, I haven't think like that many times. Even the way I speak or accent. So my second work is in the year of 2020. Something that I kind of not speaking out, and I just closed my mouth in the year of 2020. I've been struggle of this COVID thing, but you see this on my Apple Watch. I still have like smiling emoji. Maybe I sent to someone that I'm happy, but actually I'm not, because all those stuff. And this is like on the back is my diary on the 2020. And the next one is I cannot close my eyes even in the darkness. This is a marks on my face, not my mouth. So like I scream, and then I try to put my mask over my eyes, and I drew it. So the thing is, I barely sleep, or that is another fact. And then after anything happened, I kind of scare. Even I go to subway. So this is kind of simulating with the real life thing. When I go to subway, I usually like use my phone or not looking around so much. I'm not even care like, but after they have thing against Asian people, I never take my phone out in the subway. I look around all the time. I always go to the place that crowded. It's not like quiet. I have to be careful. I feel like we have to be awareness all the time. You cannot let your awareness go, because all those dangerous. My wife even have it's called birdie. When you pull it, it's very loud sound. So we kind of have awareness, like open our eyes all the time. Not it's like scare. Yeah. Okay, I think that'd be all.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
thank
my
you
word.
so much for sharing all of that. You know, I think this definitely speaks to this past year, what a lot of us have been feeling. So I really appreciate that. And just, you know, I just want to let folks know that we will may go over 7 o'clock. And so just, you know, if hopefully all of y'all can stay, but I just want to make sure. Come on,
Sorry
can
to
you?
take so much time.
Oh, it's okay. It's really powerful work. And I think you'll have to stop sharing your screen so then she
Okay,
can
I'm
share
gonna
her
stop.
screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, it's now my turn, right?
Yeah. Do you remember how to do the share screen? And
Oh, where is it? Okay, let me.
yeah.
Would you guys see it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
ขยายได้ป่ะคะ
ขยาย
ให้มันเต็มจอ
Is it better?
yeah
Yes.
yes
โอเคค่ะ ก็เมื่อกี้มันโอเค
ใช่
Which one I should
พี่ก็ง
restart
ง ไม่ได้ยังไม่เห็นอะไรเลย เห็นแค่ข้างบนตอนนั้น
อ๋อโอเค
ค่ะโอเค
นี่โอเค
เริ่มได้พูดต่อ
พี่ก็อันนี้ก็คือเห็นไปแล้วใช่ไหมฮะอันนี้คือ
no
งาน
ยังไม่
แร
เห็
ก
นยังไม่เห็น this is your first work right
yes ไม่เห็นเลยเหรอพี่ในเว็บ
ไม่เห็นเลย this is the first time okay great
โอเคค่ะ
ตอนนั้นคือ before you use the fabric mostly and mix with the drawing correct
yes
okay
okay
There's a question
quickly
too. Oh, Kamonchanok, there's just a question or a comment too. Alyssa says, wow, the textures and colors look amazing. How does it feel on your hands to work with this variety of materials?
มันดูสีสันมันโหสวยงามมากเลยแล้วเวลาทำเนี่ยรู้สึกยังไงกับการที่ต้องใช้วัสดุหลายๆอย่าง
สนุกมากอ่ะ I'm pretty fun yeah and I feel คือไงดีหนูเป็นคนแบบชอบที่จะแทนความหมายของสิ่งของหรือสีสันต่าง
I like to give a meaning of each material
yeah
you know
meaning
like,
and think
like
about color
a color of the color of the meaning of the
Meaning of
color
color.
also express on telling the story
and okay yeah let me show you
อัน
guys
นี้อะไร
quickly this is another series ค่ะ
okay
okay
ช้าๆหน่อยอันนี้คืออะไร
อันนี้ก็เป็น
อะไรคะ
เป็นฟาบริกเหมือนกันค่ะ
this is the fabric
ใช่
you mean sewing and knitting
yeah หนูทำโครเชต์ด้วย
okay
แล้วก็คือเป็นฟาบริกทั้งหมดเลยหนูก็มาผูกมามัดใช่ อันนี้ก็จะพูดเรื่อง memory อะไรอย่างเงี้ย
memory คุณเอมมี่ถามว่า where do you get the idea to create each piece ได้ความคิดมาจากไหน are they based on real life experience ขึ้นอยู่กับประสบการณ์ในชีวิตจริง
ใช่ก็ขึ้นจากประสบการณ์ในชีวิตจริงสิ่งที่เราเจอผลกระทบต่างๆ
จากจินตนาการหรือจากที่ไหน
ส่วนใหญ่จะเริ่มจากสิ่งจากส่วนตัวค่ะจากประสบการณ์จริงๆสิ่งที่เรารู้สึกแล้วเรามีผลเรารู้สึกไปกับมันนะฮะแล้วเราก็มีผลกระทบ
mostly from my real life experience
ใช่ค่ะวันนี้มันก็จะเป็นส่วนใหญ่หนูก็จะทำงานเป็นแบบซีรีส์เป็นชุด
this is the set
ใช่แล้วก็อันนี้ก็เป็นอีกหนึ่ง
this is another set
ใช่ค่ะ
บอกหน่อยได้มันหมายถึงอะไรบ้างไหมคะมี
อันนี้มันก็คืออันนี้ก็ยังเป็นเรื่อง
this is about the brain or something
อันนี้คือมันเป็นเรื่องแบบเขาเรียกอะไรนะเป็นแบบ state of mind พี่เป็นจิตใต้สำนึกเป็นเรื่องอันนี้เป็นเกี่ยวกับความหนูเพิ่งมารู้ว่าจริงๆแล้วหนูเป็นคนหนูเป็นคนเกลียดไม่ใช่เกลียดกลัวสัตว์ที่มันเป็นอะไรนิ่มๆหรือขยะแขยงอะไรเงี้ย
I'm working on this set just about subconscious mind
yeah subconscious
subconscious that I don't like something that นิ่มเหรอคะ something like
อะไรที่มีขาหรือ
spongy or wiggly something like you feel a little bit spooky this is that what she realized about it
ใช่กันก็จะเป็นประมาณนี้ฮะ
แล้วใช้อะไรทำอันนี้เป็น
ก็เป็นฟาบริกเหมือนกัน
fabric
ค่ะแล้วก็
okay
เป็นโครเชต์
it's all the
ทีนี้
fabric and crochet
ทีนี้ก็จะ อันนี้ก็คืออันนี้เป็นงาน
this one is sewing
งานของที่นี่แล้วใช่ค่ะ อันนี้ก็เป็นเย็บเป็น hand stitching เหมือนกัน
and hand stitching. This is the work that she's doing over here. She just did over here, yeah.
ก็อันนี้ก็ทำอันนี้หนูรู้สึกว่า อันนี้คอนเซปต์ของงานชุดนี้ก็จะพูดเหมือนประมาณว่า คือหนูแค่มีความสงสัยว่าทำไมทุกคนชอบเหมือนพูด มากกว่าชอบฟังคนอื่นอะไรเงี้ยหรือแบบก็คือชอบพูดแบบอะไรที่มันดูไม่มีสาระบ้าง แบบพูดหรือว่าหรือนินทาหรืออะไรเงี้ยแล้วซึ่งหนูมีความแบบไม่เข้าใจหรือการที่แบบ คนนี้จ้องที่จะแบบนินทาคนนี้จ้องที่จะด่าคนนี้หรืออะไรอย่างเงี้ยแล้วหนูก็รู้สึกว่าทำไมทุกคนจะชอบเหมือนแบบสนใจคนอื่นมากกว่าตัวเองอ่ะ หมายถึงว่าทำไม
This concept is more like something like I'm questioning like why people don't want to listen, just always like gossiping, talking about other people. นั่นอะไรต่อคะ
ใช่หนูแค่รู้สึกว่าเราควรที่จะต้องแบบเหมือนพยายามรู้จักเขาเรียกนะตัวเองอะคะมากกว่าที่จะไปรู้จักคนอื่น
I feel like you should know yourself more. I mean, than just want to know about other people. That is the concept of that set.
คือเหมือนแบบเขาเรียกว่าอะไรนะแบบเราบางอย่างคือเราจะไปตำหนิหรือเบมแบบคนอื่นอย่างเดียวไม่ได้บางอย่างเราต้องแบบรู้จักตัวเราด้วย อะไรประมาณเนี้ย
This is about like you should not really blame other people when something happened. You should also look back to yourself.
แล้วก็อันนี้เป็นซีรีส์ต่อมาก็คือเป็นแบบ
Freedom อะไรคะชื่อ
Freedom and Love ค่ะ
Freedom and Love. This set is Freedom and Love.
อันนี้คือต่อที่จากชุดนั้นมานะคะ
This is continue from that previous set to this one.
คือรู้สึกได้ถึงความจะว่าปล่อยวางก็ไม่ใช่ว่าปล่อยวางสักทีเดียวแต่ก็รู้สึกได้ถึงชีวิตมันก็
แค่นี้
แฮปปี้ได้จากเรื่องเล็ก
Yeah, right now I just feel like just maybe let it go or like you just find a happiness in the little things.
ใช่ค่ะ
This is a continue from the previous set.
อันนี้ก็จะเป็นเทคนิคมิกซ์มีเดียทั้งหมดเลยนะคะ
This is all mixed media.
ก็คือ
What do you use ใช้อะไรบ้างคะ
ก็มีเพ้นท์ข้างหลังนะคะมีเพ้นท์ข้างหลัง
In the back is paint.
แล้วก็มีทำลายแบบโดยใช้เทปวาชิอะค่ะ
There's a tape. I don't know what she was that.
มันเป็นเดี๋ยวหนูให้ดูได้ค่ะเป็นเทปประมาณอย่างเงี้ยค่ะสิทวาชิเทปค่ะ
มันจะเป็นยังไงมันจะช่วยเป็นยังไงคะมันเป็น
ก็คือหนูแค่มาเพิ่มทำให้มันเป็นลายแบบมีลาย texture มากขึ้น
just to add the more texture on the
ใช่ค่ะ
work
แล้วก็มา cover แล้วก็คือ collage ใช้กระดาษ collage อีกทีนึงแล้วก็มา cover ด้วย fabric อีกรอบนึงแล้วก็มาเย็บทำ texture อะไรอย่างเงี้ยค่ะ
and then stitch and then sewing and stitch collage and stitch
combine
okay wow
แล้วก็ใช่ค่ะอันนี้ก็คือ
There's a question too in the chat that says, what are some challenges in combining materials that have not been used together before?
ก็คอมเมนต์ว่าแบบเก่งมากเลยเอาวัสดุมาผสมผสานนี่ไม่เห็นมีใครไปคิดมาก่อน
Thank you ค่ะ แล้วก็ถ้างั้น
ก็มางาน
แล้วทีนี้หนูจะมาพูดเรื่อง okay let me talk about my concept polymath mindset นะฮะ Can I stop this one and share the new screen
Thank you all for staying a little bit later too. And these are great questions that everyone's asking too. Really appreciate that.
Is this working? Oh no. Yeah.
ขยายหน่อยขยายให้เป็นจอ อย่าโอเคนี่เป็นชุดวิธีคิด
แล้วก็ concept polymath mindset จริงๆแล้วมันเกิดจากความคือคำว่า polymath มันหมายถึงเขาเรียกว่านะ a person is a who have wide knowledge or intelligence or multiple skill อะค่ะแล้วทีนี้หนูก็เหมือนหนูแค่มีความสงสัยว่าคนที่จะเป็น polymath ได้เนี่ยมันเกิดจากแฟกต์อะไรบ้าง
okay. This is she just want to dive in to the polymath mindset and want to like cover or you try to see what is need or what is it need to be at a polymath mindset because it means like it's combined so many knowledge and many skills
เพราะว่าหนูแยกปัจจัยของการคนที่จะเป็น polymath ได้ก็คืออย่างที่หนึ่งคือเขามี knowledge ใช่ไหมฮะมี intelligence แล้วก็อย่างที่สามอาจจะเป็น passion ซึ่งทำให้เขาเป็นคน polymath อันนี้คือแบบสิ่งที่หนูสันนิษฐานอะไรอย่างเงี้ยค่ะว่าเกิด
This is my assumption that okay polymath people polymath mindset of people that means you have at least you have knowledge you have skill knowledge and but the third one I think is gonna be passion yeah skill knowledge and intelligence and then passion
okay แล้วหนูสนใจในความที่เขาเรียกนะหนูสนใจข้อที่3ก็คือ passion ซึ่งหนูไม่รู้ว่าไอ้ passion เนี้ยอาจจะแยกมาจากมี motivation ด้วยหรือเปล่ามี environment ด้วยหรือเปล่ามี emotional ด้วยหรือเปล่าแล้วมี physical ด้วยหรือเปล่า
I just want to find out about the passion that is combined with the motivation you know so many factor or not
ใช่ค่ะอันนี้ส่วนใช่มันก็เลยเป็นเพราะด้วยความสงสัยมันก็เลยทำให้งานมันก็เลยเหมือนเรียนรู้ตัวหนูไปด้วย
This is like about my curiosity you know and I'm learning I'm working and also I'm learning about myself
ใช่เพราะว่าพออย่างชิ้นเนี้ยชื่อว่าเกมออนนะฮะหนูก็รู้สึกว่าชีวิตมันก็คล้ายๆเกมอะฮะที่เราต้องแบบเรียนรู้แล้วบางอย่างมันก็มีการลองผิดลองถูกบางวันมีดีมีแย่อะไรอย่างเงี้ยฮะ
This one is the name is game on it's like in our life we have right and wrong we have mistake you know up and down
ใช่แล้วก็หนูรู้สึกว่ามันเขาเรียกกันว่าอะไรนะฮะมันทุกอย่างมันคือมันก็เหมือนชีวิตที่เขาเรียกว่า เหมือนเขาเรียกอะไรอย่างนักวิทยาศาสตร์เขาก็มีการทดลองมีการล้มมีการทดลองมีการอะไรเงี้ยแล้วซึ่งหนูคิดว่าแบบ อันนี้มันก็เหมือนการที่จะเป็นคนโพลีแมทคือมันก็เขาเรียกเหมือนการใช้เหมือนชีวิตอะฮะ
อ๋อ
เปรียบเทียบกับชีวิตก็คือแม่งมันคือแม่งโทษค่ะ คือมัน คือมันเราเรียนรู้ เราเรียนรู้ชีวิตได้ภาษาอังกฤษก็ยากภาษาไทยก็ยาก
ไม่เป็นไรก็เอาเป็นว่าthis is like okay it's like our life is more like if it's scientist you have to do many experiments so sometimes it's fail sometimes it's good and then this is like on my own life also I'm try to see in what like many perspective
ใช่ค่ะ many person
and yeah to try to try here try and error in life because there's like no one I mean it's not like one fit all right ก็คือมันไม่มีทุกคนมันจะแบบไม่เหมือนกันถูกไหม
ใช่ใช่ค่ะ
Yeah,
แล้วหนู
yeah.
ก็มองว่าจริง ๆ แล้วทุกคนก็อาจจะเป็นโพลีแมทได้ หนูมองว่าอย่างนั้นนะ เพราะว่าจริง ๆ มันอาจจะเกิดปัจจัยได้หลายอย่าง เพราะหนูมองว่ามันก็คือการเรียนรู้การสังเกต การผิดพลาด คือความล้มเหลวมันก็คือทำให้เรารู้จักชีวิตเรารู้จักตัวเองมากขึ้น หนูว่าอันนี้มันคือสิ่งสำคัญว่า ถ้าเราหาตัวเองจนเจออ่ะเราก็จะไปถึงโกลเราได้เร็วได้เขาเรียกว่าได้จะว่าถูกต้องอ่ะได้ถูกต้องใช่
this is about like learning yourself like learning you have to try what มีอะไรนะที่น้องบอกเมื่อกี้มี3 ข้อที่น้องทำอะไรบ้าง
knowledge นะคะ
ต้องมีความรู้
intelligence แล้วก็มี passion
ทีนี้หลังจาก passion ไปแล้วไงที่น้องบอกเมื่อกี้เนี่ย
ใช่คือใช่ฮะ passion มันก็จะเป็นมี motivation
it's about combination of so many things that I'm trying to pick up while I'm living right คือมันก็มีชีวิตอยู่ก็เรียนรู้ไปเรื่อยทุกวัน
ใช่มันคือการเรียนรู้ตัวเองไปเรื่อยเพราะทุกอย่างคืออันเนี้ยทั้งหมดคือสิ่งที่เป็นหนูอะพี่เป็นชีวิตประจำวัน
This is all my life my experience they all my work
หนูเรียน
yeah
ใช่ฮะเรียนทุกวันเพื่อที่เราจะได้ไปถึง
I'm learning every day now and try to be like the polymath mindset
เพราะหนูมองว่าบางทีเราก็อาจจะไม่ต้องเก่งฉลาดเขาเรียกว่าอะไรนะ
I think we don't have to be like intelligent like high IQ
but เราสามารถ intelligent ในจิตใจเราได้
but we can yeah we more like we feel comfortable with ourselves feel proud of ourselves maybe ใช่ไหมคล้ายๆว่ามีความภูมิใจของตัวเองมีความมั่นใจ
ใช่ค่ะแล้วหนูรู้สึกว่ามันเป็นอะไรนะ mental health ใช่ค่ะอะไรประมาณนี้ฮะนี่ก็คือ whole concept ของ polymath mindset สำหรับความคิดหนู
This is my polymath mindset in her thought in her perspective and she tried to express to the work very interesting
I love it it's beautiful and Lila Grace here asked about how did you and Nutthawut agree on the theme for the exhibit and I was curious too how do y'all know each other and to really bring very two different types of work right but I could see the crossover in thinking about the theme for this too
รู้จักกันได้ไงกับคุณณัฐวุฒิ
we met when we so in this is back many years ago we have a group of Thai artists
yeah
and we it's called Thani. It's stands for Thai artist in New
New
York.
York, yeah.
And then I met her from that group of people, but yeah, unfortunately, that group of Thai artists, most of them back to Thailand now and
Yes.
not very active.
Mm-hmm.
But we still connect and working art together, and that yeah, we knew each other from there, and we worked in that group together before. And how we came up with this concept, we just have, like I mentioned earlier, so I have Kamonchanok and I have an agreement
Yeah.
that we want to express ourselves, but in our own way. So the same thing that we experience is I think the changes of the mind, of the process of thinking when we start back then we came from the same culture. I mean, art school and all those stuff in Thailand, in Bangkok. I think we came from a kind of similar background, in the same background, and now we live in New York City. So how those perspective back then and perspective from right now change us to be us now.
Yeah.
Move to Austin. I think Austin a little bit friendly.
Yeah, move to Austin. I know.
It's friendlier. Yeah, I've been there.
Well, and one of the things I just want everybody to know is with our community exhibit, because y'all applied for the community exhibit program, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
and in many ways, you know, we kind of have to expand it, you know, nationally, just because Austin's growing, right? But I feel like there isn't still as many folks that apply, you know, for our exhibits program just locally. So again, it's still amazing that we get to have y'all, and hopefully, just so everybody knows, once we do reopen, they will be able to physically have their work at our site. We still don't know when that exactly is, but you know, hopefully y'all will be able to come to Austin and we can have a full-on reception at the AARC.
Yeah, we would too.
I'll take you out.
We all will. Well, I know it's already 7:11. Well, 8:11
yeah.
where y'all are right now. But thank you both so much for this. You know, sharing just your beautiful like concepts and thinking about this work, because so much of it honestly resonated with me, and I'm sure many other folks during this time. And so just to be able to have that connection. And Lila Grace put in the survey link in the chat, so please do fill out the survey. This helps get us feedback on what people enjoy with the Asian American Resource Center. And I just want to say, like, y'all brought in so much depth and creativity to the Asian American experience, you know, and that's really what we want to highlight at the AARC. So thank you both so much. And Maha, thank you for interpreting. I'm so glad we found you. And thanks, Lila Grace, and thank you all for just the wonderful questions in the comments. And please reach out to the artists. You know, their Instagram and their website links are on that Spark page too. And sign up for our newsletter too, because we'll have lots of other events too. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Have a good
Have a good
night.
night.
Have a good night. สวัสดีค่ะ
everyone.
เก่งมากเลยยอด
แล้วติดต่อพี่มาหายังไง
ใช่แล้วตอนหนูจะติดต่อพี่ได้
อ้าวเหรอ
May I ask her for her contact
ต้องหลังไมค์เดี๋ยวติดต่อไปโอเคพี่มีติดเบอร์ตัวน้องค่ะบ๊ายบาย
Bye, y'all.
ขอบคุณค่ะ